let's talk about Aaron Rodgers' future. Why don't we? Because why today of any day? It is Groundhog Day, but when an athlete tweets out, "I got time, ask me anything," you're like, oh boy, this can go in any direction. And I saw it yesterday, a little too late, about 2 hours later. Davante Adams, the great receiver in Las Vegas, Nevada, who had another terrific season personally, but my gosh, did the Raiders disappoint. My number one, top of the list, king of the hill, number one leader of most disappointing team in the NFL this year. And yeah, part of that is born out of the fact that when Davante Adams arrived, along with Chandler Jones and Josh McDaniels, was getting his second crack at being a coach in the NFL. And, I thought to myself, well, Belichick's second crack was much better than his first. And his first, he actually made it the playoffs for the Cleveland Browns, right? I'm thinking maybe he's got a touch of that in him. Never know. Tyreek Hill's going to Miami, and maybe Kansas City could get God. I made them, at least Kansas City, a wild card team in my predictions. But I said the Raiders would win the AFC West. One of the worst takes I've ever had from this chair into this microphone. Why am I reliving it, you say? Well, it's Groundhog Day. Also, I'm reliving it because Davante Adams was asked in his Ask Me Anything on Twitter. I'm bored, ask me anything. He was asked the question of where is Mr. Rodgers, where is Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood next year? Great question.
Great question.
And he wrote, mine. Okay. Now.
Big Ben, Jeff. Oh.
Now, does that mean Rodgers is actually in the process of figuring this thing out? For Adams to say that? Is it wishing it? Is it speaking it into existence? Is that what it is? Is it wishful thinking? Is it speaking it into existence? Or, heaven forbid, actual knowledge? Because I'll tell you this, that for the Packers to actually trade him away, for the Packers to send him, if you will, packing, which Adam Schefter has reported not once but twice over the last 2 playoff weekends on ESPN. 2 times, 2 weeks in a row, talking about the possibility of this happening and how the league, around the league, from what he's hearing ear to the ground, thinks that this is entirely possible, if not, if you will, likely. I mean, and this is obviously the guy who first reported on that draft day in Cleveland a couple years ago that Rodgers had told the Packers, I'm done with you, not playing another game for you. Well, eventually he did, but there was a ton of fire behind that smoke on that draft night that set off a million alarm bells and totally overshadowed the first round of that draft that night. So, if it happens, first address that you got to think of, it's an American Football Conference address. He's not staying in the conference. We saw it before. Favre wound up with the Jets. He kind of, hung there for a year. It was kind of like his base camp for a year where he did all sorts of stuff he shouldn't have done, including not winning, and then wound up in Minnesota. Not saying that's going to happen with Rodgers. This whole business of going to the Jets. Come on, man. I'm just not going to go there. Why would he do that? Why would he go to the exact team that Favre went to, number one? And number two, the Jets, I don't believe, as much as I love Garrett Wilson and as much as I love Breece Hall and as much as I love that offensive line and defense, I mean, if you're sitting here thinking, where can I go in the AFC, and your favorite receiver of all time raises his hand on Twitter and is like, my neighborhood he's coming to next year. Mine. Like, he can now flat out say this about Rodgers now that his buddy, his BFF from college, Derek Carr, is no longer coming back. Why wouldn't he choose Vegas over the Jets when he's got Davante Adams there? Are you kidding me? And Renfro and Waller and Crosby and Chandler Jones, and you mix and match a little bit here, and you've got yourself a championship roster if Rodgers shows up, I would think. Why wouldn't the Packers, if they want to send him somewhere, send him to the AFC West? Get him out. Get him out. Send him, reunite him with Davante Adams. Go for it. And why wouldn't Rodgers want to try that? And I don't know either. You know, you get him alone, have him, give him some tea, as was once said to me in a SportsCenter commercial. Give him some tea. Give him some tea. And I don't know. He's from Chico, California. Did he like the Raiders growing up? Did he have some sort of? Usually, you know, I'm from that area, Chico, Redding Market. That's where I got my TV start. There's a lot of Niner fans there mostly, but there's a ton of Raider fans up there. I have no idea. This one caused me to kind of stop, pause, rip the needle off the record. And again, I know it's just one answer, hit send, mine. That's my neighborhood. So if Rodgers does go anywhere, why not there? I have no idea about the cap. No idea. You know, would the Raiders do such a thing? Why wouldn't they? Who's their quarterback going to be? Jimmy G? Wouldn't you rather have Rodgers right now? Rodgers and Adams. There's no, you know, having a, you know, fly in somewhere in Southern California or somewhere to have some sort of get to know you, get down the same page. You know, like last year with Derek Carr and him. The question is, would McDaniels change any of his spots to accommodate Rodgers? Because you'd have to. And this guy he seems to have, there's my way, there's the Patriot way, this is this way, and whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah,
this is all just.
Coach Rodgers hard.
This is all just speculation here. I don't know. But why wouldn't, if Rodgers is looking at the AFC and who's got a shot? Right. Tennessee has a job open, potentially, right? Indianapolis has a job open.
For sure.
At quarterback.
New head coach, though.
Who else has a job open in the AFC? Because this is where the Packers would send him. The Jets would absolutely. I mean, Namath is like, take my banner off the rafters and give it. You put it on, Aaron. I mean, who else? The Raiders. Bingo. Davante Adams is there. Bingo. And if this happens, it's kind of like that line from back in the day. If this happens.
Oh, no. Don't do it, Rich. I care about you.
Nudge him because he's not paying attention.
Godfather line.
Yeah, my God. I even talked to him about it. What are you doing? You doing your checking? Your banking? What are you doing over there?
No, I'm not doing my banking.
Okay.
I'm actually doing something for the
if
Super
this
Bowl,
happens,
Rich.
If this happens, hit it now, Mike. Go for it. Oh, my God.
Now we're holding. Oh, God.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day.
They're going to pull you back in, huh?
I can't go there. For crying out loud. The Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. What the hell's the matter with me?
Hey, but the Chiefs lose. Maybe they don't look good in the Super Bowl.
No,
and you're like, they're not as good as they thought.
No. I'm not going there. I won't go there.
You got a great point, though.
Rodgers shows up there.
Hell yeah, you're back in.
Adams, Waller, Renfro.
They might have to trade Waller.
You think?
Why would they do that?
They need
the cap.
The salary to offset the cap space to match Rodgers' number for next year. They would have to include some players back to Green Bay.
Oh.
So Jordan Love would enjoy Darren Waller in green and yellow?
I think so.
Uh-huh. I don't know, man. I saw that and I thought to myself that this is entirely feasible. That's the one.
Oh, that would be a fun spot.
Could you imagine the AFC West now?
Well, let's go. Sean Payton, Russell Wilson. Now we have Aaron Rodgers back with Davante Adams on top of maybe a Super Bowl champion, Patrick Mahomes.
And
then
Justin Herbert
like,
hooked up to the mastermind of the Cowboys offense, Kellen Moore.
Like, let's go.
You think last year's hype for the AFC West was through the roof? This is actually new and improved.
Yeah, it's even better.
With all due respect to Derek Carr, I should have front-loaded the whole conversation that way. So, Groundhog Day, back on the Raiders.
Love it.
Groundhog Day. But Lots has to happen between now and then. Isn't it amazing?
Oh, we got
Devontae Adams, his thumb just hits the word send on one word mine, and it just sends everybody a little nutty, including me.
Well, didn't Rodgers say 2 weeks? He's going to decide in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks. We're still waiting on what? Trump's medical plan? His health care plan? It's every 2 weeks.
Boy. Wow.
I don't know. I'm sorry I went there. But everyone says, a bunch of people say it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. We'll see. But it's going to have to be 2 weeks for him. He's going to have to know. He's going to have to say. I mean, guys, the Combine, we're already, NFL Network, we're already making plans for the Combine. It's the end of the month. And then 2 weeks after the Combine is the new league year. Like, this is coming right around the corner.
I was watching Senior Bowl practice last night.
Derek Carr's contract and what the Raiders have to do with it is a couple of days after the Super Bowl. I mean, this is coming fast.
Yeah.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.